Ancient strategy, modern sales, one usable line per episode.
Last time, we learned that silence isn't rejection, it's where decisions form. Today, what to do when the door is closed. Not break it down, something better. I had a prospect last month. Great fit. I showed him the data, walked them through the ROI. They said no, politely, firmly.
So what did you do?
I came back with a stronger case. More data, a better deck, 3 case studies. They stopped replying, and by the end of this episode, I'll know why. If you've ever lost a deal you should have won, stay with me. Let me paint the picture. You've done the research, the solution fits, you know you can help them. But when you present it, we're not ready. Maybe next quarter.
And those responses feel like walls.
So I push harder, better arguments, stronger proof, more urgency.
And every push makes the wall thicker.
Why? If the logic is sound, why doesn't more evidence help?
Because resistance isn't about logic. It's about direction. You're hitting them where they're strongest, their defenses. Every time you push against a defense, it gets stronger. The problem isn't what you're saying. It's where you're aiming.
So pushing harder actually makes it worse.
Someone pushes you. What do?
Push back.
It's a reflex. And that reflex operates in every conversation where someone feels pressured. And there's a deeper cost. You're not just failing to convince them. You're training them.
Training them.
To see you as someone who pushes. Every extra email, every follow-up with more data confirms a label. This person doesn't listen. They push.
And once that label sticks,
everything you say gets filtered through it. Even good ideas sound like pressure. Remember this. We'll come back to it. Sun Tzu wrote about this 2,500 years ago. Avoid what is strong, strike what is weak.
Avoid what is strong, strike what is weak.
Most people read that as battlefield advice. But it applies to every conversation where you face resistance.
So the strong point is their defense, their objection.
Their prepared position. We're not ready. That's a fortified wall. They've rehearsed it. Attacking it head-on is exactly what Sun Tzu warned against.
And the weak point.
The angle they haven't defended. The question they haven't prepared for. Every wall has an unguarded side. But you'll never find it if you keep hammering the front.
So the answer isn't to push harder.
The answer is to move.
Let's talk about what actually happens when I keep forcing the direct approach.
3 things, and they compound. First, you lose curiosity. When you're pushing, you stop listening. You become a machine delivering arguments. And the real obstacle, it's never the one they tell you. It's behind the wall.
So I'm solving the wrong problem.
Because you stopped asking which problem to solve.
What's the second?
Timing. Every deal has a natural rhythm. Force the pace and you're out of sync. People don't buy from people who feel out of sync.
And third?
Options. You get so invested in one approach that better paths become invisible. Here's the loop. You push. They resist. You add proof. They go quiet. You follow up. They disappear. Each round narrows your options and widens their wall.
The harder I try, the less room I have. And it always feels productive. That's the trap.
Effort aimed at a wall is just noise. The skill isn't working harder. It's choosing where to work.
So how do I find the angle?
When you feel resistance, that's your signal. Not to push, not to retreat, to move sideways. Ask a different question. The angle reveals itself when you stop staring at the wall. Here's the reframe. Not selling isn't giving up. Not selling is repositioning.
That feels backwards. If I stop selling, don't I lose the deal?
You lose the deal by pushing until they associate you with pressure. When you stop selling and start exploring, something shifts. They relax. Their defenses lower. The real conversation begins.
Give me an example.
They said, "We're not ready." Direct approach. Convince them they are. Angle change. What would need to be true for the timing to feel right?
Now they're talking to me, not defending against me.
Quick checkpoint. The next time a prospect says no, catch the urge to argue. That urge is the signal.
But what if I don't know where to go?
Ask what's behind the wall. What would make this an easy yes? If timing weren't an issue, what would you want to know?
I'm looking for the unguarded side.
They'll show it to you, if you stop pushing long enough to ask. Now, the one line for this episode.
I'm ready.
Don't force it. Change the angle.
That's the internal override.
When you feel the urge to push harder, to send one more email, build one more case, add one more data point, say this. Then ask a question instead.
It stops the push reflex.
It redirects your energy from forcing the door to finding the window. 2 more tools for you. When they give you a hard no, try this. That makes sense. What part doesn't fit your situation right now?
I'm accepting the no and moving around it.
What doesn't fit reveals where the opening might be.
And the other one?
If you were advising a colleague in your position, what would you tell them to look at?
That shifts their role.
They stop defending and start advising. People love giving advice, and what they advise is what they actually value. That's your angle.
3 tools. 1 redirect. 1 that accepts the no and moves around it. 1 that changes their role from buyer to advisor.
All based on the same principle. Don't force what is strong. Find what is open. Let's lock them in.
Here's my takeaway. When I hit resistance, my instinct is to push. But pushing against a defense makes it stronger. The smarter move is to change the angle.
Keep going.
Forcing costs me 3 things: curiosity, timing, and options. The direct assault narrows everything. Stepping sideways opens everything.
And the principle.
Avoid what is strong, strike what is weak. Sun Tzu wasn't saying give up. He was saying reposition.
Drill zone. Come back here before your next call. You made your pitch. They said, we're not ready. Your gut says push harder. What do you say instead?
Don't force it. Change the angle.
Again, like it's the calmest decision you've ever made.
Don't force it. Change the angle.
Good. Now the acceptance move.
That makes sense. What part doesn't fit your situation right now?
And the role shift.
If you were advising a colleague, what would you tell them to look at?
The sequence. Resistance arrives. First, internal reset. Don't force it, change the angle. Second, accept and explore. What part doesn't fit? Third, shift their role. What would you advise?
Reset, accept, shift.
This week's test. 1 prospect who said no. Instead of more proof, try 1 angle change. Ask a question you haven't asked. See what opens.
Just 1?
1 is enough. The angle you find will surprise you.
Which tool should I try first?
Whichever fits the moment. A. Don't force it. Change the angle. B. What part doesn't fit your situation? Or C. What would you advise a colleague to look at? Drop your pick in the comments. I read every one.
What's next?
How pressure creates resistance, and why the deals you chase hardest are the ones that slip away fastest. Same calm tone, 1 usable line.
Ancient strategy, modern sales, 1 usable line per episode.